welcome back. It's Rachel here from RachandBellaCrafts. Today we're going to look at finishing off the embellishments for our giveaway journal. We're going to be doing our tags, journal cards, and just all the other little bits and pieces that we're going to put in, and finishing off any embellishments. So I wanted to start off by just showing you some of the ephemera that came with the kit. I think I've shown you the tags. That was a lovely selection of tags, because obviously I'm using two separate kits, so I will put the links for those down in the description box. So that's the tags. There are also a fantastic amount of journal cards, which I'm going to show you some different ways we're going to use those today in the journal. And that one there, that's one of my particular favourites. It's rather lovely. But there are also some elements in here so that you can construct your own tag. So, or you can add them to the pockets. So it's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just score these pockets so that they're ready to go in, and we'll use some of the ephemera embellishments then to embellish them and make them a bit more botanical. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, right, before we start, move these out the way then. And I just want to get these scored and folded. So that's why I've got my big scoreboard out. Important thing is to try and do this without getting my head in your view. Which is not always the easiest of things. Okay, that's that one there. So I hope everybody's well. Hope you've, where you are, the sun is shining. It is a lovely day here. A little chilly in the house, but outside it is beautiful. But obviously typical spring. Oh, you can hear the birds. I don't know if you can hear the birds. They're being noisy in my garden. I've got the back door open. They're having a row over something out there, I think. I shout to them and tell them, right, we're YouTubing in here. Keep it down. No, it's lovely to hear them. Really lovely. My dog is out sunning himself on the lawn. And you may hear my other one complaining in a moment, because she's in the kennel showing off, because he's outside, but he's hurt his foot, he has. So he's having a little sun on the lawn. Bless him. She does go on. Oh, Rosie, my goodness, she's a bit of a moaner. She's very funny, actually. She's very funny. We've got quite a few dogs, but they've got their kennel block, I think, is, well, it's bigger than our house, I think. I'm eyeing it up for adding a room on the end for a craft room. He doesn't know that yet, though, so keep that to yourselves. And after my interesting morning this morning, things keep going the way they're going. I'm going to need more space. I've just come off the phone to Mum. I had to ring Mum, because if I'd come on and done the video and was rabbiting on to you, all of you, you wouldn't have understood a word I was saying, because I was talking so fast. Because I was very excited. But the strangest thing happened to me this morning. In a good way, but I haven't been out at all through lockdown. We have our food shopping delivered because we were shielding. So here in the UK, the government were great. They got the local supermarkets to contact people who were shielding, and they arranged with you then to deliver your shopping. And you'd have a slot every week for them to come. So that's been great. We just order online then. So we've been doing that. I mean, I did that for the most part before anyway, when I remember to do my online shop. But it's just been so much better this time, because we haven't been struggling to get online slots. They basically give you a slot, and you know, it's the same then every week. So our food shopping slot has been a Friday lunchtime since like last April. Sorry, bear with me a second. Right, there we go. So no, I haven't been out at all because I haven't needed to, and last night I was thinking, oh, I really need to get down to town. I've got a vintage sale on again now in a week's time, and I need to go and have a little look around the thrift shops and see what's about, and see if there's any vintage fabrics about or anything like that. Sorry, bear with me a minute. Oh, sorry about that. Just have to have a quick drink. Bit of a frog there then. Right, where was I? So anyway, I decided to go down to town, and I was going to go and have a look in the charity shops. So in our local town centre, we've got a lovely like antique second-hand store. I wasn't going there to look at fabric, but I haven't been there in over a year, so I thought, oh, as I'm here, mask on. It was very quiet there this morning, so I thought I was going to have a little look. So I went and had a little nosy around in there. They have a whole section as you go through the door. I've never seen like it, with a big massive sign over the top saying steampunk. Oh my goodness, it was phenomenal. Obviously not anything for junk journals, but if you wanted inspiration, that was the place to go. I've never seen so much stuff. It was just crazy. They had a whole rack of like clothes. They had like you know, the hats and stuff. Oh, just loads and loads of stuff there. Gloves, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then they had like all this really I can't think how to describe it now. Like almost like the futuristic-y kind of I mean, they look like, I don't know, guns or something, probably bubble guns I expect, but that's what they look like. But they were like really big and covered in what's the word I'm not called, like you know, like to look like they're rusty, I suppose. But that was fascinating. So I was like, oh gosh, that's the first time I've seen anything like that around here. It's an absolutely brilliant shop. Fair play. It's lovely to just go in and have a wander around. So anyway, I left there, went over to the charity shop, nothing in there. So I thought, oh, we've got a very, very small indoor market in our local town. I'm going to call it a town. It's a very small town. It's not, our big shopping town is further, it's about 10 miles away, but this is just, you know, like the local shops. So I went and thought, oh, I'll pop into the market, have a little look. So I'm going to wander around. There was a nice second-hand stall in the middle of the market. They had some nice things. They've been, again, mainly like china and that kind of stuff. And as you know, it's fabrics I tend to work with more than anything. I'm not junk journaling. So I walked over to the end, and I was just going to have a quick look at the last aisle before I left. And I could see this shop. Well, I wasn't sure if it was a shop. It literally looked like Aladdin's cave, is the only way I can describe it. It was probably narrower than my kitchen, and that's narrow. Just a little strip across the one side of the market there, probably about I'd say about 14-15 feet long, and about, I don't know, goodness, 8 feet wide, if that, 6 feet wide maybe. A little gap for you to just get your head through. So I was stood outside looking, and there was just so much stuff on the shelves and it will higgledy-piggledy. I thought, my gosh, I can't take all this in. And of course, when I'm out with my mask on, I can't wear my glasses because it's one or the other. So trying to keep really still and trying to focus to see what books were on the shelf. So I spotted an atlas, and I thought, oh, now that might be quite interesting. But it was like loads of things jumbled up on top of it. So I thought, well, I'll go and have a look and see if there's anybody inside. And perhaps they'll, I didn't want to move it in case everything fell. Perhaps they'll move it down for me. So I stepped into the shop bit on the inside, and noticed then on the floor, it was literally, I can't even describe to you, I've never seen so much stuff in a small area in my life. You know, organised, you know, it was like shelves and things all around the sides, and behind me then it was like clothing racks, I think. I gotta be honest, it was that much stuff, and I could only take half of it in. But it was literally like Aladdin's cave. So I'm looking at thinking there's got to be something useful in here. It's got to be. So I'll have a look at the clothes rails in a second in case there's any, you know, suitable material there that can be repurposed or something like that. But I'm one of these, I always go for boxes on the floor, and the same when I go to car boot sales. I always look in the box on the floor by the table. because that's the stuff that they think nobody wants, and that's usually what we're looking for, isn't it? So I did get told off doing that once. I was in town a couple of years ago shopping with my other half, and we went into a very nice accessories shop, ladies one, and they had a sale on, and I was looking at the sale stuff, and there was a box on the floor underneath, and I thought, oh, there's gloves in there, I'll have a little look. So I pulled this box out and was rummaging, and the sales lady came over and she told me off, and she said, oh, excuse me dear, all the stock is out on the table for you to look at. The stuff under there is for restocking. And well, my other half walked off. He was so embarrassed. I just apologised and laughed, but that's me all over. But I do like a box under the table. So I went and had a little look, and there was a box there full of knitting wool. Now, knitting wool is not something I have found a use for at the moment. My goodness, I don't need to. I got so many other materials to work with. I have not moved on to wool. I can't knit. My grandmother used to knit. She used to make dishcloths, but I can't knit. So that didn't really pique my interest. But I did also think to myself, where there's wool, there's usually something else underneath it that has got, you know, some relevance to material or sewing. So I lifted the box of wool out of the way and put it on the floor, and underneath was this quite a deep tub, gosh, I don't even know how to, probably about 1 metre deep, of material scraps. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at this. So I straight in, sifting through, gently lifting everything, trying not to make a mess, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, this is really exciting. No prices on anything, mind, so I didn't know how much the lady was going to be asking for any of it, so I thought, well, I'll just see. There was lots of like little somebody obviously used some material for a patchwork in, so there was like squares cut out, but they were perfect. They were quite like botanical, so I thought, oh, they'll be nice. So I picked up some of that, and then found a little bit of like net from like a net curtain, and I thought, oh, coffee dye, that'd be great. So I had that in my hand, and then I found a lovely we would call it a tray cloth in Britain. I'm not quite sure what you'd refer to it elsewhere, but literally like an embroidered tablecloth, but smaller, so it would have been about this size, with the most beautiful stitching on there. And I thought, gosh, that's lovely, that's ideal. So I picked that up as well. Well, the lady then came over, so of course there's me in my mask, her in her mask, trying not to shout, but also trying to understand what each other is saying. And she said, oh, you're interested in that kind of stuff? Is that what you're looking for? And so I looked up, and I said, oh, yeah. I said, well, you know, anything really that I said most people would consider junk is, I find quite useful. I said, so she said, oh, well, she said, I have got quite a bit of stuff here like that. She said, but what are you going to do with it? So when I explained to her about junk journaling and about our vintage inspiration packs that we do, she couldn't get over it. So she then said, right, wait there a minute, I'm just going to, do you need a bag? She said. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Thinking she was getting me a bag for these few things I had. She comes out with this massive bag, and she said, right, hold that. So like I say, I can't even explain it. There was like a bit further up there, and there was like another section where there was like just these big, you know, the big plastic tubs we all have. Kids' toys normally go in them. They were stacked one on top of the other. She had 4 of them there, one on top of the other. But I couldn't see what was inside. And she got the one down, and then underneath I could then see was full of tablecloths, embroidered tablecloths, pillowcases with embroidery on that were brand new in the packaging, that looked like they'd been in there for 40 years. And she lifted this box down, she went, do you want all this? She said, I can't sell it, nobody wants it. She said, and it's just going to end up going to the clothing recycle thing. Put my hands on my cheeks. I was like, no, don't throw them out. Oh my goodness. I said, yes, please. I said, nobody wants to buy them, do they? And she said, well, no. She said, it's not. I said, well, they're not fashionable, are they? She said, no, she said, absolutely not. She said, nobody's going to want to buy stuff like that now. She said, and they just sit in my way, and I can't shift them. She said, do you want them? She said, because if you're going to do something useful with them, love, she said, rather you just take them. But I nearly fell over. If you'd have blown at me, I think I would have ended up on the floor. I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. So I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't thank her enough. So she filled this bag up, literally, what have I done with the bag? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, bag was about that big. big handles like that, filled literally to the top. I didn't even know what was in there because she just tipped all this box of stuff in there. And so my mind was racing, thinking, oh my goodness, what have I got in this bag? And then no, so like I say, I didn't even know what was in the bag. So I had all this stuff. She tipped it all in there, and she said to me, do you know, make a lot of things with this kind of stuff then? And I said, oh gosh, yeah, you know, we always looking for things. I said, it's not, you know, I'd been to the charity shop, there was nothing in there. I said, it's really hard to get hold of anything like this. And I said, because people don't seem to see any value in it, you know. And she said, well, should I tell you what, my love? She said, I have had stuff like this in before, and again, it's ended up in the clothing bank. She said, give me a number. The next time I have some stuff in, she said, I'll put it aside for you in a bag and you can come in and grab it, she said, and you can have it for free. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely couldn't believe it. So there I was with my haul, walking through town with this big massive bag. Well, no, I had to get at the market first, and then I walked across the market then, and just in shock. I didn't know what was going on. You know, like when somebody gives you something, you walk off and you think, do I walk fast now in case they change their mind? I don't know. So anyway, I just walked towards the edge of the market, and then right on the end of the market is a second-hand bookstore. And I thought, I do need to have a quick look for some books. Will I be able to carry anything? And I thought, oh, well, as I'm walking past, because I don't go, like I said, I don't go out often at all, I'm just going to have a quick look. Well, I had a wonderful haul in there as well. I will show you, I might do a video actually, because I got quite a few things I need to show you all. I got some Happy Mail as well, and I want to show you all these lovely fabrics. They are currently all out blowing on my line, because it is a beautiful day out there. As I say, it's a little bit chilly if you're indoors because of the breeze, but out in the sun, fantastic. So when it's all dried and ironed, I will do a little video and show you all of the lovely items that fabulous lady gave to me today. So her name is Jules, so thank you very much, Jules. Because there's not many people out there that do things like that today. And I haven't put that on there straight now, look. And I was just absolutely stunned, completely taken aback. So it's nice. It's nice to think that sometimes you are in the right... it's funny because I didn't know why I wanted to go down, because it's like, it's not like me, I haven't been out. But I was up, I was dressed, I showered early, and saw the kids were out the door, and I was like, right, I'm off to town, I'm going to nip down before the Asda man comes with my shopping. And then as I coming home then, he was sat outside the door waiting for me, which was great because I needed the washing powder to put the what are they called, cloths in the wash. Right, I need to concentrate a second now. Okay, so that's that one there stacked. Let's have a quick look here now. I might put these on the front of here actually, so let's see if they'll fit on there. Because what we could do, if they do, is make, that's a bit long, I'm going to have to cut that down a bit. We could make the pocket, have a pocket, if that makes sense. So, let's just quickly look at that there. If I take that down to there. So yeah, I was that excited when I got in. I was like, I need to put my phone on and do a video and tell everybody. I was literally bouncing off the walls, as they say. And then I thought, oh, I can't film like that. I'm not going to know what I'm doing. So I rung Mum. She had it full pelt instead. So Mum just had that story at like 90 miles an hour. Well, and then she had to look at all my books then on the FaceTime. But I was very excited. Just, you know, I spend hours and hours looking for stuff on eBay and Marketplace, and people just don't value stuff like that properly anymore, and or it's overpriced, you know, and you think, oh, it ceases to become reusable then, doesn't it, after a while? Oh, look, I just stuck that down and I haven't made a pocket out of it. Oh, well, never mind. Right. Either way, it looks nice. So where have we put something up in the corner there? I did have little, oh, excuse me, stretching. Oh, I'll use some of these. We got these left over me from when we did the mini journal. Thank you for all of those that have bought our dragonfly kit. We had such a lovely response to it, and there's so many lovely comments. So thank you very much. It's hard when you're designing something to judge your own work, and I know I send stuff to Mum and she's very good. She's brutally honest. If she doesn't like it, she'll tell me, which is good because I don't want to let me put up stuff that's rubbish. But at the end of the day, I do sometimes think she is my mum, and it's like when your kids bring home paintings from school. It always goes on the fridge, whether it's good or not, doesn't it? So I think if it's when you guys buy them and use them, that's then when I think, oh, okay, we're on to the right track here now. So thank you for that, and thanks for all your feedback as well. Be lovely to see some of your projects when you make them. If you're in our Facebook group, pop some pictures up so I can have a little look. And if you're not in our Facebook group, or you're not on Facebook, you can tag me on Instagram if you're putting it on Instagram, or you can just send me some pictures in an email. But it'd be lovely to see what everybody's doing with the kits. I think it's interesting sometimes to see how people have a different take on stuff. You know, we make these junk journal kits, and obviously we make them in mind with, you know, you want pages, you want elements, you want ephemera, one thing or another. But I love it when now and again you watch a video and somebody's thought out of the box. I watched one last week, Gillian, I think that's how you say her name. Oh, go and check out her YouTube page, please do. Oh my goodness, she is also on the design team for Line Dot Arrow with Natalie, and she did a journal, I want to say, yeah, it's this month, it was this month's journal, and she made, I don't know how to describe it. It was just phenomenal. It blew my mind, it really did. It's one of those videos, you know, you think to yourself, I'm going to say that because I'm going to have to go back and watch it a couple of times because I just couldn't take it all in. It was a file folder, I suppose, but with the journal in. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. Seriously, go and check it out because it was absolutely phenomenal. If you're looking for ideas for flips, flaps, folds, tucks, I've never seen anything like it. It was really, really good. So that's Gillian Farago. I'll put the link for her her YouTube in my description box today. A couple of people have asked where the description box is. When you go onto YouTube, as you're watching your video now, where you see the wording underneath the screen that you can see me on at the moment, there should be some writing underneath that's probably got the title of the video on. If you're on a phone or an iPad, you just press that, the whole thing drops down and it hides all the comments bit, and then it'll give you the description then in full. So when we're saying on the YouTube videos, oh, you know, check out the description box, that's what we mean. So in there then you'll find links for, it took me a while to find it when I first started using YouTube as well, so don't worry, it's not overly obvious. But you'll find the links of any kits that people are using in their YouTube videos. You'll find links for the YouTubers, perhaps if they've got a website or if they've got a Facebook page, Instagram, all the different ways that you can get in contact with them, all that'll be in there. We've got a link tree on ours, it's called, and it's brilliant link tree because basically it's like a business card, and it's a little page, one page that you can open, it's interactive, and all of our links then are in the things. I've even got our competition on at the moment, and it just keeps it tidy all in one place. Because on Instagram, you can't post links in your posts, which can be quite frustrating on times when you're trying to explain to people where something is, or like I say, without giveaway, I've been saying, oh, you know, go and check it out, and they're like, well, wait. And you see all the links in the bio. People don't understand what that means. So again, on there, if you go on to Instagram, if you press on the person's name, it'll take you to their like profile page, Instagram page, and underneath their name, sorry, my dog is howling again, underneath their name will be a little bit of a profile, a bio is called, and in that is the only place on Instagram that people can put a link, and they only allow you to put one on there. So that's why a lot of us use Linktree, because then you use the Linktree link, and then when they press on that, then you have this tree come down with all of the different websites and all the other useful information people want when they're trying to get hold of it, I guess. So yeah, that's really handy. So if ever you do get a bit confused and you hear us babbling on saying, yeah, look in the description box or check out the bio, or now you know where they are. Oh my goodness, I do apologise if you hear my dog. She's so melodramatic. She's really not hurt, she's fine. She's just in the kennel showing off because Taffy, our little dog, is yes, we are in Wales and he is called Taffy. I know, it is quite ironic. It's meant to be ironic. He sat on the grass sunning himself, and she thinks he's out there eating something, and she's a clumber. And clumbers, any of you know anything about clumber spaniels will know, they love to eat and chew, and just basically, if you've got it, she wants it. That's what she's like. She's adorable, but my goodness, she's hard work on times. And she makes this ridiculous noise like she's in pain out there. I'm like, Rosie, really? Come on. So yeah, so don't be alarmed, my dog is okay. She's just a drama queen. Oh, there's the one I inked. Let's see what we've done with that now. Right, so we're going to put some of these little elements on here, just because they're nice and small, and they just make it look a bit interesting, don't they? Okay, so yeah, exciting morning all round. I'll probably be asleep now by 8 o'clock tonight because I'll warn myself out being overexcited. Tell him I was overexcited. I'd done the 2 loads of washing and it's all out on the line. Well, there was that much stuff in that bag that lady gave me. It won't fit on my line. I got 3 rows of line, but it wouldn't fit on there. Right, so that's a pocket I've just made there now. That's another pocket. We're going to put that into the journal. Nice and straightforward, simple, nothing complicated about doing that. If I hadn't been talking as much, it is hard when you're trying to think and talk. I did intend to leave the one side not glued, and then of course I could have put a little journal card in there then, couldn't I? So if you do that and you do make the kit or something similar to it, try and think that you could have had a little pocket there, because that's twice now in 2 days I've talked too much and I fluffed up my pocket. But there we go. Right, okay, let's try and use one of these. I wonder if these will fit on here, because I wasn't quite sure what to do with these, but I think I'm going to use them as a pocket. So, oh, and Kiri, I tried your tip and it did work, thank you. She is fully operational again now, so thanks for that. Kiri left me a message the day before yesterday and said, I was saying about cutting my scissors on foil, and she said slide a sheet down there. So I slid a bit in and did this and then emptied it, and it's a lot better today. So that's a relief. I haven't got to get a new one of them, because there's stuff all the time otherwise, isn't there? Trying really hard this year. I was pretty good actually last year. I didn't get too much stuff. I'm trying really hard this year not to keep buying supplies other than glue, obviously. And that's if you can get hold of it. Gosh, if it wasn't for Mum bringing me some, I would have been stuck. Well and truly stuck this week. Okay, let's pop that on there. Now I am going to make a pocket out of this. Look, see, it's all the strands of glue I was wafting around yesterday. I'll try not to do that today. Mum tells me off if I flap my hands too much. Okay. Here we go. Let that dry a minute. Oh, Rosie, hush now. Goodness sake, man. So dramatic, isn't she? Okay, what have we got here? Let's put a little dragonfly on the bottom of here. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice there. boy will be home from school shortly. I set out with the best of intentions and think, oh, I'll get it all done early. I'll keep that one for the tag, I think. And then I just got distracted then, and I was stitching some stuff that I wanted to go in. Oh, now we could put a proper pocket on here. Now these are the little tiny pockets I was telling you about that came with the kit. I love these because they're great for layering one up on top of the other. Let's just take the corner off there a bit because that's peeking through. Okay, that's all right there. Right, so let's just ink the edges of that. And then we'll put that there, and let's put something else behind it. Let's make this a bit more interesting. Okay, what have we got here? Let's have a look at some fabric, shall we? Some scraps, maybe. What have we got there? I'm not quite sure what that is, but got a bit of lace there. I should have done these. As another tip, if you're gonna do stuff on your pockets by adding other pockets, do it before you fold the pocket, because once you fold it, it's really hard trying to keep it down. When you're, I folded the flaps on underneath so they keep popping up. There we go, I quite like that. That's not going to get in the way there either. Right, so stick that down a second. Just to give it a bit of, add a bit of dimension to it. Oh, I'm trying to think now what we're going to get done over the weekend. It's supposed to be a nice, the weather's supposed to be quite nice, so it'd be nice to get some of the garden tidied up again. Grass needs doing again. That's the trouble, once you do the first cut, it's straight back up then, isn't it? Just keeping on top of it. But it's nice just to have that bit of sun. Mum and Dad have had their moving date confirmed, so they're busy finishing off the packing. So I think we've got 2 more weeks and then they'll be on their way, which is great because that means they have been nearer. Well, literally just down the road from my brother, in fact, which is fab because it's nice to have somebody nice and near. But yeah, just that bit nearer, which would be great. And then Mum's got her eye appointment operation. That's been rescheduled, thankfully. So she's going to have that done towards the end of May. So by the time her birthday comes on the 27th of May, she will be in a new house with a new eye, and hopefully with a date set to get the other one done. So she'll be well pleased with that. It'll be great. Because, as I was saying, they've had a bit of a long year waiting for everything to be sorted. And this will just be nice now to a bit of, you know, on the horizon, nearly there. So I think they called in to have a look at the house the other day, and there was still some bits of work being done, but it's almost done. So it's all very exciting, lots going on. Oh, that looks nice in there, doesn't it? What can we add on the top of that now? A little bit of, actually I might use a bit of ribbon. This ribbon was holding those pillowcases together that lady gave me, which was, so it was on the packaging, so I thought I'm not throwing that out, but they were really old. Couldn't believe they were still in the plastic. The plastic looked like it was ready to disintegrate. But yeah, I got a threaded needle. No, I don't know. I'll have to glue it. Yeah, that'll be alright. Put double glue under there. I've stitched some of them, but I don't want to keep stitching everything because I'm really conscious that not everybody's got a sewing machine, and it gets a bit frustrating when all you see is somebody using a sewing machine, and you're like, right, well, okay, how am I supposed to do that? So it's okay to glue stuff on. I know you can also use a stapler to put your tab on the top. I tend not to do that because I'm really clumsy and I'll end up cutting my hand on it because I won't put it down properly or something like that. But yeah, that is one good thing that you can do. Let's put a bit of that over the top of the image to layer that up a second. And I'll just mop up that excess glue. There we go. Yeah, now I used a stapler a few times when I first started, and then I was finding I was using like washi tape then to cover it on the front and the back, so that kind of worked as well. That's another thing you can do. I don't know, my stapler's gone actually, my son was using it the other night, but there we go. I think that's like quite neat, isn't it? And then pop that in the front of there. There we are. Little pocket, nail pocket. So that's those three done. Sorry, I got glue floating around again. Right, so they're the pockets done. So I'm going to just pop those over there a minute to finish drying. What else was I going to show you? Let's get rid of this because I need to. I've got something on there. I think it's glue, and I don't know what I'm going to use to get it off. I've tried scratching it off, but it's like just set in there. It can't be PVA because I don't use PVA, but whatever it is, it's gone white. So I'm not very pleased with myself about that because I don't know what I've done. Okay, so let's have a little look at what we have got done. So this is looking at our ephemera now that's going to go inside the journal. So obviously you saw me make these. These are the journaling cards that we did. They're all stitched and ready to go in. This is, I did a few of these. These I've made with, I don't know if you can see, music paper and serviettes, napkins, paper napkins. And I've just stuck them over the top, and then I've backed them with coffee dye paper and then stitched around the edge with a nice little stitch. Obviously I've run out of green, but I preferred the cream on there actually. I thought that was quite nice. I've left a thread, and I've used a bit of that ribbon. I've just stitched that on there, so they're done. That I'm going to use as a journal card as well because I just thought that was just lovely. And I may pop that in as a tuck spot. I'll see how we are for tuck spots in there. So they're done. This one here is a page out of a botanical book, and it was torn. So I looked at it and thought, oh, I could use that actually to make a journal card. So I've literally just backed it with some coffee dye paper and I've stitched around the edge, and I'm going to now put a tab on this. And I'm hoping this will fit underneath that, the fabric pocket I put in yesterday, because if you remember I left a gap in the side. I'm just looking around me for my large circle cutter to make a tab with. So it worked that time, look at that. I remembered not to glue the pocket down. So you've got to, in fact, you could even put a little envelope inside the envelope. You can have the flap out like that, hanging over the other one if you wanted to. Which looks quite nice. So you've got a double, and I think we'll put that then over the page with a small paper clip. And then you'll have that then as the other side. Not that, but anyway, which would be quite nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's that one done as well. Now this one, this was when I was showing you the square that literally is the flaps, and we folded it in, and I'm going to put some coffee paper in here now and make a little note, make a little notebook in here. I'm just looking around now on the desk, wondering what I did with the coffee paper. There it is there. Okay. I find the easiest way to do this is to literally take the measurement and then just keep folding. So perhaps we'll put it in their notebook pad style. I haven't threaded my needle. That's the right size now. Yeah, that'll go in there quite nicely, won't it? Okay. Ah, of course, that is the only thing. If I do it like that, it's easier that way to get it to go over the page, isn't it? I wonder. I wonder if I stitch just the centre page and then you can pull the whole thing out. Obviously I'm going to cut the top off. But yeah, I'm going to try that, I think. That's a new way for me to do it, but right, let's just cut that off there then. I would usually do that on my paper cutter, but I think I've mentioned once or twice, my room's a mess and there's something on top of it at the moment. Do you know what? I think this is the most untidy my room's ever been. I'm not a hugely, well I am, I'm normally fairly organised and tidy in here, but I know where everything is. Yeah, right, okay, so I'm going to just get, where's my binding thread? Now, if you're wondering why I've left these bits flapping here and I haven't stuck them down to the inside, it's because that is additional journaling space and that just makes no sense to me at all to stick that down unnecessarily just to make it, you know, when all you really have to do is pop something in there. So for instance, if you wanted to put a tag in there, and that just keeps it in place anyway then, doesn't it? So let's just do that for a second. And then it'll all, there we are. And then we've got a little, you can open it that way, and you can open it that way. But you've got lots of space then, rather than me just cutting it. Now you could put a little pocket in there, little tuck spot. We could do all sorts of things. We could be here forever, adding layers and layers and layers. But as it is, I'm going to leave it like that, and then that will sit over the page. Oh, I haven't inked it. I'm looking at it thinking there's something not right about this. I haven't inked it. Probably should have done that before I bound it, but never mind. Here we go. Okay, so that'll be that pocket done. And I think I've got one more to do, and I think I'm then done. So I will leave it at that now for today. I'm going to add all these elements into the journal now, and then one more video and we will be looking at drawing for the giveaway, because that's on Sunday. So if you haven't already entered the giveaway, don't forget to go and complete the online form. And if you have entered, all the best. It's only 2 more days. Very exciting. All those lovely prizes. So I'm going to leave you there now for today. Hope you all enjoy your afternoon, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.